Hi guys, Scott back again with another gameplay footage. I really should get the old watch battery that goes in the Saturn updated. I don't think it's changed since, well, however long. Keeps the system memory ticking over. But you know, it's just one of those things. I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it. So what we're playing today is Street Fighter Alpha 2. I thought I've just finished playing the Darius 2 and was fucking awful with it. So I think I'll stick on again. I'm actually quite half decent at it, so we'll see what we think. I'm sure most of you guys have probably seen it before. This was the Alpha series. This was the series of Street Fighters that replaced Street Fighter 2. Very, very different style to the Street Fighter 2. More of an anime, manga sort of look to it. And I think this really did set it apart from the Street Fighter 2 series. You can get this on a variety of different consoles. You can get it on obviously the Saturn, the PlayStation 1. I think it come out on PC. You can even get it on the SNES, which good on them for getting it on there. But Jesus Christ, the poor SNES was obviously pushed to its absolute limit. And if you look at any footage on YouTube, the system just cannot deal with it. The graphics are just too detailed. There's too much, sprite animation. There's a pause between every round, literally for about 5 seconds, and then it starts. And it's where the game is. I don't know if it's still loading or doing whatever it's doing, but the poor thing is obviously not designed for it. So if you want to play a good interpretation of it, the Saturn one is normally the one to go for. With it being the 2D powerhouse that it was and is, still looks good today. And I think obviously this is what I said in the first video, and 16-bit Brit Adam picked up on that as well. That he said that the Saturn has aged the best, and I certainly, I said that as well. I said that the Saturn has aged the best, and I think that is a lot of that is down to the 2D games still looking fantastic today. So we'll beat the old regulars, Ken, as well. I don't like it with the old turbo on. I prefer the normal pace. Zangief. But certainly I think the Saturn has aged the best out of the three 32-bit, 64-bit generation consoles. PS1, I think, obviously can still look good, but certainly the 3D graphics can look. They probably look the nicest in terms of the 3D-ness, but certainly I think that, they have aged to the degree. But N64, some of the games just look fucking awful nowadays. To be honest, I might actually restart that and put the turbo on because it is ridiculously slow. I haven't actually realised how slow that was. But again, if you're playing, I can't really comment, but if you've got the space to play these sort of 2D games, really on a flat screen is not the best alternative. You probably can't see it, but they look nice enough, but certainly, they lose the sharpness of the original, the original view. The flat screen makes everything a lot more detailed, a lot more edgy. So let's have a quick look. Even with the colour, the sharpness turned down. Let's have a quick look. So we can do that. Picture. So sharpness, probably, there you go. That looks slightly better. Slightly better there. I fucking hate Dan, he's like a shit version of Ryu. Why did they bother with him? Obviously in the PAL version you can get Street Fighter Alpha 1, Street Fighter Alpha 2 for the Saturn. You can also get Street Fighter Alpha 3 in Japan. Obviously by the time that came out, the Saturn was pretty much long finished in the West. Which is a shame. I think that it is one of the 4 meg cartridges as well, though I'm sure if I'm wrong someone may well correct me. Certainly, if you've never seen a Saturn 2D game with the 4 meg cartridge, it is like night and day. You're talking about a hell of a lot more detailed backgrounds. Blow that fucker up. You can also get Street Fighter out for free for the Dreamcast. You know, again, I've always found the Dreamcast pads not particularly great when it comes to 2D fighters. I find that the D-pads are particularly sharp on the edges. So when you are playing something like this, or you know, an SNK fighter, the 3D fighters are not too bad because you know you don't get the sort of technical moves that you get in a 2D fighter, but certainly the Dreamcast pad is not as well designed as the Saturns. You know, you don't have the variety of the 6 buttons as well. But the main thing is the D-pad really. And I've said before, I've sort of re-established my interest in the original Xbox, and I've picked up quite a few 2D fighters with that recently. And unfortunately, it's really just ruined by the pad, and that goes for both the original Xbox pad and the Controller S. Both are just not suited to 2D fighters at all. So what I've done is, it looks like I've ordered a PS2 controller adapter for the original Xbox, and we'll see how we get on with that. It's a cheaper alternative to an arcade stick. There are a couple of arcade sticks. I spoke to my chappie north of the border, Mark Corsborough, the Xbox man, and he did advise that it's a bit of an urban legend if the Xbox has got an original arcade stick. Otherwise it was a sort of official third-party arcade stick done by Gamester by look of things, which probably ain't going to be too bad, but certainly when you're enjoying these type of games, you know, it's really the only way to go. But certainly I think the Saturn pad is a fantastic piece of kit when it comes to these sort of games. It's well designed. The original Saturn pad is not particularly great, and they pretty much replaced that within the first year of the Saturn being out with the Japanese pad. So the Japanese Sega Saturn pad, the one that looks like the Mega Drive pad on steroids, is very, very good. There's old Hager in the background. Do love a bit of Final Fight. Cody as well. Hugo. He's in the SNK versus Capcom. Fucking ugly bastard. Wouldn't you love to have a mayor like Hager? He is the police force. I just remember that old intro from the Final Fight. Jessica! They've got Jessica! Oh. We miss that nowadays, don't we? That's the sort of shit that we're talking about. The Mad Gear must pay! I did have Final Fight on the Mega CD. I sold that a few years ago. It was when GameStation were GameStation and not a refresh game, and actually had a bit of personality to the shops. And they did a lot of retro, and it was really good going into GameStation. When they, like I said, when they were GameStation before the buyout from Game. And Game completely fucked them over. You know, they obviously Game were on the verge of going bust. They basically overexpanded themselves. They had no need to buy a GameStation, and basically what they've done now is they've shut all the GameStation shops down, shut the brand down, and got rid of all the old retro stuff. Well, they pretty much got rid of all the old retro stuff when they bought them out. But But yeah. And I always think Game is not a particularly well-liked company for gamers. You know, if you play next-gen stuff or current-gen, next-gen stuff, you know, it's not a bad place. Some of the pre-owned stuff's alright. But in terms of the way they treat their staff, I had a pal there, and I mean, I worked there about 13 years ago, and they were fucking arseholes then. And it was only an evening job while I was at college, so it wasn't like a career choice, and I don't think anyone would take a career choice in game, but you know, it's only 15 hours a week, but they used to employ people on these 7-hour contracts, so you know, if you didn't sell enough loyalty cards, the cunt of a manager would just knock you down to your basic 7 hours, when realistically when you're told that you're employed, you're expecting about 15 to 20, you know, as a normal part-time job does. And you know, it would be a competitive environment between different members of staff who would be consistently better salesmen, who would be getting the hours. And no, it weren't my pal worked there, it was his girlfriend who worked there. And again, she was only there because she was at uni. And they did exactly the same trick. But, you know, so, fuck them. I personally don't buy anything in game. No, saying that though, I have got a PS4 on order there. So, but in terms of like my gameplay, my game purchases, doesn't really happen there. Yeah, it doesn't really happen there, so. This is just on a normal setting, by the way, guys. It isn't on like you know, fucking extra hard or anything. When I'm normally playing it's normally on the harder one, but you know, I've been playing Street Fighter since I was a kid, so I think everyone has really, but you know, it's still a good little title to get into. The classic Ryu versus Ken, these epic battles. Always prefer the Ryu versus Ken in Street Fighter 2, Ryu stage. You get the music, the atmosphere of the moon in the background. Can't beat it. And when you get two evenly matched players between Ryu and Ken, the battles are epic. This was the first game as well that you could sort of really differentiate between Ryu and Ken. Street Fighter 2, they were really just the same sprite made with different colours to obviously increase the character rotor. You know, much the same as Mortal Kombat did about 6 times with the Scorpion Sub-Zero. You know, what was it? Reptile, Noob Saber, Smoke. You know, all the same character, just different colours. But Street Fighter Alpha 1 was the first Street Fighter that you could really tell the difference. Ken has got a more powerful Dragon Punch, whereas Ryu's Hadouken is more powerful. And the spinning kick as well. Ryu's tends to go longer, but it's a bit slower. But Ken's, you can have multiple hits with it, whereas with Ryu on a single opponent, it will knock them to the ground, whereas Ken's is a lot quicker, a lot shorter, and obviously if you catch the opponent very closely, it'll be kick, 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 kick. So again, another epic battle, Ryu versus Sagat. Here we go. Never really got on this with Sagat as a fighter. Always found him a bit gangly. He hasn't got the nippiness of Ryu or Ken. you've got to be finished off with a Dragon Punch. Always the way with Sagat. Good shit, mate. This guy's fucking hard, Akuma. Again, just a bit of the same sprite with different different colourings. Blah blah blah. Here we go. Get my ass kicked already. Fucking hell. Here we go. Cheeky bastard. There you go, boys. The difficulty ramps up a little bit there. Right, here we go. Gonna do him there. Here we go. There we go. We like a bit of that. Jesus. There you go, right, I'll do once more. And if I get my ass kicked, it's going off. I don't like losing. Leave it, Ken. I didn't realise it takes you all the way back to the beginning. Alright boys, I'm not going to be playing it all again, so I'm going to switch this bad boy off. Thank you very much for watching. Hope I haven't rambled on too much, and take it easy, YouTube.